Well, first, I want to thank Chair Scott and Ranking Member Warren for holding today's hearing. I certainly want to say to you, Secretary Bessent, thank you for being here today to discuss our economy, which is very much on the minds of Marylanders. Before I get to my questions, I want to make a quick comment on market structure legislation. Mr. Secretary, I speak for many of my colleagues when I say that we really want to get to a good bipartisan bill. We want to get it done. And I've appreciated working with your team, both during the Genius Act and market structure process, and really appreciate their attention to the issue of stablecoin paying yield and interest. I am confident, feel really good that we are going to get a bipartisan compromise that protects innovation and our community banks. And I really encourage your continued work on that issue. Now, the 2025 FSOC report confirms that 60% of small business loans and 80% of agricultural loans come from community and regional banks. And I am very proud to be partnering with Senator Haggerty. He and I have a piece of legislation to increase stability for businesses and their customers by expanding the deposit insurance available for business checking accounts. And so I join many Maryland business owners, credit unions, and small banks who believe a targeted expansion of deposit insurance could strengthen confidence in our financial system. The first question everyone wants answered about changes to deposit insurance, and it's a valid one, is who pays for it? I'm committed to working across the aisle to make sure that we get this right. And I ask your colleagues, FDIC Chairman Travis Hill, about cost and benefits in October. And Chairman Hill testified that a targeted expansion of deposit insurance would likely not increase deposit insurance premiums on small banks, and that any increased premiums on large banks would be small or immaterial. Do you agree with Chairman Hill? And more broadly, will you explain to the committee why a targeted expansion of deposit insurance can strengthen our banking system and boost business and consumer confidence?
Senator, I want to thank you for your partnership on Genius, on Clarity. I am hopeful that we can get that across the line this spring. And I've been an outspoken advocate for small banks because they are Main Street. We've seen 50% of our small banks disappear since the great financial crisis, and I believe that is one reason Main Street has lagged, and a large part of that is overregulation. But another part of this is moral hazard, that during times of financial stress, like in March 2023, there's deposit volatility, deposits flee banks because they believe that whether it's the 3 largest, the 7 largest banks, that there is no risk of loss. But if they stay with the community banks, and I've met personally with more than 200 community bankers, spoken to 1,000, but the 200 I've met with tell me they could have clients for 50, their families had them for 100 years, and the money goes to Wells Fargo and doesn't come back because exactly what you said, because there wasn't one business checking account that normally a payroll account. They say, I just can't lose this money. So and once Wells Fargo gets it, they don't want to give it back, they offer. So, and as you get a decrease in deposits through the fractional banking system, then there is a reverse multiplier for lending. So the banks lower deposits, less lending available for Main Street. So I think that you and Senator Haggerty and I co-authored a piece in the Wall Street Journal. I think this is an extremely important piece of legislation. I would encourage your colleagues to pass it, and anything I can do to advocate for it, please let me know.
Thank you. Now, one other question here. Mr. Secretary, I want to thank you for your public support for community development financial institutions. And that said, I also echo Senator Warner's concerns about the congressionally appropriated funds being released. Maryland CDFIs include banks and credit unions that provide crucial funding for businesses, housing, and access to capital in underserved communities. So I want to specifically mention 2 CDFIs serving in Maryland that regularly participate in the Banking Enterprise Award Program, which allows them to provide credit and financial services in some of the most distressed neighborhoods in Maryland. The White House Office of Management and Budget has withheld the notice of funding availability for the BEA program since March of 2025, and that's 11 months. And so if the notice is not published, CDFI banks cannot apply for funding. So in March, you said CDFIs are a key component in supporting Main Street America. Do you still stand by this statement?
I am eagerly awaiting to have it released from OMB so that we can move it forward. As soon as it is released, we will follow our statutory duty and release to CDFIs. I'm also very happy to see CDFIs getting back to a core mission of prosperity and resilience for their community.
Thank you so much, Mr. Secretary.
Secretary Bessent, thank you for your